The Countess of Wessex looked radiant in blue today as she continued her Africa trip with a visit to Botswana, which will be followed by Malawi later this week. Sophie, 57, attended a Commonwealth Points of Light reception at the British High Commissioner's residence in Gaborone this afternoon to celebrate the academic and community-based accomplishments of young people from across the family of nations. The mother of two stood in a white and blue floral dress as she handed out Points of Light awards to individuals making extraordinary change in their community. This afternoon's reception follows her meeting with the President of the Republic of Botswana, Mokgweetsi Masisi, this morning. Sophie is visiting the countries in her capacity as Global Ambassador for the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, IAPB. Ending avoidable blindness is a cause the royal, who is married to King Charles' brother Prince Edward, has long lent her name to, and she has worked with the IAPB for some 20 years. Sophie, who was vice patron of the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust, which was set up in 2012 to work against avoidable blindness, and was operational, as planned, until 2020, first visited Botswana to see the legacy of the trust, which was set up in 2012 to work against avoidable blindness. While in Botswana, the royal has visited Mof Primary School in Gopong, meeting children who've benefited from treatments the trust was involved in, including the Ponoyame School Eye Health Program, which aims to identify and treat vision problems in young people. She is set to attend a Chevening and Commonwealth Scholars and Commonwealth Points of Light reception later today, which will celebrate the accomplishments of young people from the family of nations. Sophie will then mark World Sight Day, on September 13, in Malawi, where she will visit a local clinic to learn about its sight-saving surgeries and treatments, as well as meeting patients and hearing their stories. These appearances follow Sophie becoming the first member of the firm to visit the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which she did last week, in a trip which had been planned for many months before the death of the Queen. There, the Countess's visit focused on addressing the devastating impact of sexual and gender-based violence in conflict, while supporting and empowering survivors and tackling the stigma they face. She arrived in the country alongside Lord Ahmad of Wimbledon, the Prime Minister's special representative on preventing sexual violence in conflict. During the first day of her trip, she attended a meeting in Bukavu, South Kivu Province, with representatives from Trial International. A peace agreement was signed in 2002, but violence continued in some areas, requiring a large United Nations military force to try to maintain order. This August, Africa's second-largest country faced rising regional tensions in the east, with weeks of deadly protests against UN peacekeepers. Sophie's visit took during the run-up to the International Preventing Sexual Violence in Conflict Initiative Conference, which is being hosted by the UK government in London next month, and which the Countess will attend. She publicly committed herself to supporting the UK's work helping victims of rape, sexual violence and exploitation in war in 2019. It is a non-governmental organisation which is dedicated to fighting impunity for international crimes in conflict, as well as providing legal support to survivors of conflict-related violence and human rights violations as they seek justice. In its recent history, the DRC has endured years of civil conflict in what has been called Africa's World War, with the loss of up to 6 million lives through fighting or disease and malnutrition. Sophie said last year that hearing survivors' stories of sexual violence has taken her to some very dark places during her work to raise awareness. Every story I am told is pushing me forward. I feel obligated to tell people this is happening, it is their story to tell and I support them, she added.